Obviously, we were glad to win the football game tonight. No question about that. I was really proud of some guys that I thought stepped up to the plate. And of course, we'll know more when we watch it tomorrow. But guys like Ladarius Owens, who I really thought stepped up, played a lot tonight, both the defensive end and some special teams, and really showed up a lot tonight. Really proud of guys like that. Jermaine Whitehead, obviously a young guy that's starting to play more and more as the weeks go by, and he had an interception tonight for a touchdown and played well in other facets of the game as well, special teams being one. And so there's some guys that were, that I was proud of. Brandon Fultz, he came in and played the whole game and did some nice things. Another young guy that I think, again, probably took a step forward some tonight. So there's going to be some spots like that, of some guys that we're proud of that got their shot tonight. And the bottom line is that I think that there were some things that we can build on defensively. Obviously, 3 interceptions was a big thing for us defensively, and being able to return one of those for a score and set up some field position situations for us defensively was big. So I thought there was some improvement there. We didn't play, like we wanted to play the whole night, but we certainly showed a lot of improvement, in my opinion. We'll know more when we watch the film. Offensively, as we all know, we struggled, and we got to get some things, corrected there. And that was from the opening play on, really. Never really got any kind of rhythm. And so again, we got to go back and really look at offensively. Where we can improve. So very happy to win the game, no question about it. 3-1 in the month of September with a very tough October ahead of us, as we know. And again, we'll keep continuing to work every day to get better as a football team.
Questions? Gene, is it a concern, I'm sure it's a concern, but that your quarterback, even in a game like this, your quarterback was under pressure a lot tonight?
It is a concern, Philip. There's no question about it. We, a lot of times I felt like, Barrett was running for his life tonight, and that wasn't the only, and it's not necessarily an offensive line deal or a running back deal. It's collectively, a lot of different things in there. But I felt like he was scrambling for his life a good bit of the night, which is concerning to me. There's no question about it. I just don't think all the way around, whether you're talking about running game, whether you're talking about protecting the quarterback, I thought it was a very below-average football game all the way around, from the beginning to the end, and it never got better. So we got to go back and really look at some things. And again, we got an opportunity to be a very productive offense, as we've seen. There's no question about that. But we dropped balls tonight, which we usually don't do. We had some passes that should have been, directed in a better spot. We didn't get them there. We got pressure on the quarterback at several times tonight when we should have been able to protect him. And, again, you saw it. It just wasn't a very good performance all the way around. But, again, we scored 30 points. We won the game, and we'll build on all the positives tomorrow and get all the negatives corrected.
Gene, is that concerning that the offense struggled? I mean, usually that's been the brighter spot. You guys haven't struggled much in your 3 years under Gus. Was that concerning tonight? Do you think it was just an exception? Just maybe came out flat tonight, or what can you put your finger on?
Well, I'm always concerned in any phase of the game where we're not playing well, and so, but over this test of time and the history of the offense right now, we know that we have a chance to get better and improve, and we know that it's got the capabilities to be explosive. There's no question about that. So, I don't, know exactly where every issue was until I sit there and watch the film. But we'll be able to identify it real quick, that I can tell you, and we'll go back to work on it tomorrow.
Can you talk about continuity? You kind of missed some guys on both sides of the ball, kind of held some guys out tonight.
Well, we did. We had to play some guys that you hadn't seen play much. We had 5 or 6 guys that did not play in the game that normally are either starters or significant players in terms of number of reps. I think there were 6 total. So, but that's the way it goes. Next guy's got to step up and make plays. That's why I'm saying a guy like Ladarius Owens, who stepped in when a D Ford couldn't play and showed up a lot. Brandon Fultz played for Philip Lutzenkirk. Did some nice things. He did some things right now that obviously, a freshman would do, a true freshman would do. But again, I think there's a lot of guys across the board there that really did step up to the plate. And so if we're continuing to be in these situations where other guys got to come in and play, they just got to step up to the plate and deliver like, Jermaine Whitehead did.
You mentioned the stretch of games coming up, which is pretty formidable. 3 of the 4 on the road, all SEC games. I know you got no control over the way the schedule falls, but you just talk about that stretch and want to challenge that. Obviously,
I mean, I really probably don't have to stand up here and say a whole bunch about it. You guys know who we're playing, and you know how it's going to unfold. So it's going to be extremely tall order, and we're going to go. And again, next week's going to be South Carolina, and that's all we're going to be focused on for the next 6 days. And we're going to go and play this SEC schedule like we do every year. And again, we're going to try to get better every day and every week. And we're going to go in there and have great challenges, but embrace those challenges and again, try to improve.
Gene, is anything you tell us about Ontario or Trevon look like?
I can't right now, Philip. Ontario got, he got hit pretty good, and Trevon did too. It was a physical game out there at parts in the game, especially in some of the open field collisions that both of those happened to be. But we'll know more tomorrow.
Gene, can you talk about special teams? That seems to be a pretty good consistency, and especially Cody.
Yeah, I'm just really proud of him. I wish Cody would have hit that field goal at the end. It's the first one he's missed all year, if my memory serves me well. But you know what? I'm telling you, our coverage units, our kickoff coverage unit. You look across the board right now, we got guys covering kicks tonight that have never covered them before. Ladarius Owens being one, Joel Bonamolo being one. You got a bunch of new names, new guys out there, but I feel that again, that those units, our punt team, they give us a chance to play field position and win games. They really do. So, very proud of them. They got to keep coming on. They take a lot of pride in it, and we'll continue to improve in that.
They basically just conceded field position to you on kickoffs. You happy with that?
Well, you know what? If Cody's not kicking them, out of the end zone, or at least, not kicking them where they can't return them, our coverage units are really, they're coming on, and it doesn't matter who we're putting in there. I just think conceptually the scheme that we have, Coach Bowler's done a great job with that, and, they got a good feel for it. We're playing well.
Talked about Jermaine's interception. How much of a momentum boost was that, especially at that point in the game going out at halftime?
Yeah, I think it was really big. I think it was the timing, as you just mentioned. I think the timing was big, and again, that was something that I felt like we needed just because we're struggling so much offensively, and so it was good to see a young guy. It was good to see our defense do that, but it was certainly good to see a true freshman. And he's been improving every week. He really has. He's been improving every week, so it was really good to see him do that today.
Gene, you guys talked a lot last week about we're concentrating on us this week. Is it hard in a game like this to find the balance between doing that and not sending the message that this is a game you're supposed to win?
I think that every week you work on us, but it was very apparent, particularly at that point defensively, that we really had to spend a lot of time working on, the details, the little things that we felt like, were conceding first downs and conceding yards and conceding, complete passes and things of that nature. So, we did it offensively as well. We went back and really did a thorough self-evaluation for 3 weeks. And so you do that every week, but not as thorough as I felt like we needed to do it this past week for preparation for them. But there's a fine line in there somewhere. With really working on the opponent versus working on you, and you got to be able to draw that line and figure out where it is, where you can't work too little on your opponent and too much on yourself. But we'll always be self-evaluating. We'll always be again, trying to figure out ways to improve Auburn, and then the balance is, again, working on your